Yo, Smelly Randy here. Today is Wednesday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day, everyone. Happy Hump Day. We just got done eating our lunch and playing backgammon as we do every day. Current quarantine backgammon standings: Smelly Randy 12, Stinky Carrie 3. She's not a bad backgammon player. I'm just that much better. No, I've gotten very lucky over the past few days, and I'm just been whooping on her. She got me today, so she's slowly starting to climb back into the standings. If she can rattle off, the next 5 to 8 wins in a row, she'll be right back in it. So, yes, this is the second half hour of my lunch. So I am back down in the studio. We're about to highlight another national park and tell you what I would do if I was there for the first time and had one full day in the park. We're going to give the Pacific Northwest some love. Today's national park I have chosen, come on, Mt Rainier National Park. Let's go! Okay, I have been to Mt Rainier just once. When I went, that was basically my first time exploring Washington State's national parks. So, as I am one to do, I wanted to see as much as humanly possible in the time I had there. So I actually did all 3 national parks: Rainier, Olympic, and North Cascades. I went and saw them all in 3 days. So I didn't have quite a full day, plus it was late in the year, so the sun set at like 5, so I had short days to work with. But if I had a full day in July, let's say, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. sunset, this is what I would do. So first things first, let's get an idea of how the park is laid out. So let's get the map up if I can. There and here, and let's go something like that. Oh gosh, I'm botching this. All right, let's zoom in and see how that is. Oh boy. Oh boy. Just lost my mic too. Great. Isn't this just great? Just doing uncut. You get to see all the crap I mess around with trying to shoot. Alright, that should work. Let's see. I need to show you. Yep, alright, that's on screen. That's on screen. That's on screen. Alright, that should work. Good deal. Hold on, let me find my mic. Alright, anyway. So, the layout of the park. All the roads basically go around Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier is an active volcano right in the middle here. It's a 14,000 foot peak, and it's got to be pretty close to one of the tallest ones in the country, because Mount Whitney is 14,505 feet, and Mount Rainier is 14,410. So it's got to be up there, probably top 10, top 15 tallest peaks in the U.S. I'd be willing to bet it is also the most glaciated outside of Alaska. If you can see on the map here, basically the entire summit and going down from the summit is just glaciers. There must be 20, 30 glaciers right here. So yeah, all the roads, if you see the dark red all the way around, up around here, and then you have to go even up higher to get around to this side. So, where do I start? If I had a full day, 6 a.m. sunrise, I would probably start somewhere on the west side of the mountain, just because the sun rises in the east and I'm looking for photos pointed east. So I would actually start up here by Mowich Lake, and I saw pictures of this hike to Tolmy Peak, and there's a fire lookout tower up there. So that's where I would go for sunrise. That is, I think, about 6 miles round trip. So 3 miles up, 3 miles back. I would probably start hiking at 4 a.m. to make sure I get there in time. To make sure I get there about a half hour maybe before sunrise. So I would start probably at 4 a.m., sunrise at 6 a.m. I'd probably be up there taking pictures for an hour, hike back down at 7 a.m. and back at the car by, let's say, 8:30. So that's where I would start, Tolmy Peak, look up pictures of that hike. You can see basically Mowich Lake below and then Mount Rainier beyond it. It just looks like an absolutely gorgeous hike. Next time I go back there, I'm absolutely going to do that hike. So I would start there if I had one full day, back at the car by 8:30, and then basically I would just work my way down and then around to the east side of the park, so that toward the end of the day I'm somewhere on the east side of the mountain to shoot sunset. So the next logical place to go is down to, they call this area Paradise. The Paradise Inn is there, and that's actually the Henry M. Jackson Visitor Center. So that's where I would go. There's going to be some photo spots along the way. There's some waterfalls you can stop at. Christine Falls is one that's right off the road. I know I did that last time. Narada Falls, that's a very short hike just outside of the visitor center here. Definitely go check that one out. And then I would park at the visitor center. By the way, from Mowich Lake to Paradise, the Paradise area is, let me make sure I'm focused here. So from Mowich to Paradise, that's a 3-hour drive. You really have to drive way out and then down and then around just to get to this visitor center. So if I get to the car and start driving by 8:30, that puts me at the visitor center, let's say at noon, if I make quick stops at the waterfalls to take photos. So I'm going to assume I'm starting hiking at Paradise at noon. And from there, there's a ton of different trails. That's where I spent the majority of my time the one day I had there. And I'm just looking at my hikes here. All right, so I did, I think it's the Skyline Trail. I took that up to, hold on, I'm going to get in the shot here so I can see where the heck. Yeah, so I take it to Panorama Point. And then after that, hold on. So basically I did kind of 3 different hikes all from that visitor center. I did them all in one shot, relatively short. So go to Panorama Point first, then you can go down, come back, and then look for signs for Moraine Trail. Take that until you get to like a knife ridge, and just enjoy the views of Mount Rainier from there. Then come back and then go to, shoot, where is it? There's a waterfall. God, I can't believe I can't remember what it's called. So yeah, there's a waterfall. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put a link to the hike in the description like I have been doing. I'm trying to just look real quick. So yeah, it's basically 3 short hikes you can do all in one shot. Oh, all right, so here we go. Okay, here we go. So I did 5.1 miles from Paradise. I actually went up to Glacier Vista first. Then I went down and over to Moraine Trail, and that'll be hiker's right coming down from Glacier Vista. After that, then you can go down almost to the trailhead, but then you continue to the right and just follow signs for Myrtle Falls. And there's Myrtle Falls is really nice, and you can get more unbelievable views of Mount Rainier. Just beyond Myrtle Falls, there's a bridge that you'll see. Just go to the bridge, and the views from there are incredible. If you want to continue on, you can. There's just trails going everywhere right there. So take a look at the trail map. Another thing, a lot of the trails out of Paradise are all actually paved too. So it's very ADA accessible. That was the part I think I was most impressed with that entire Paradise area, is that there were so many different trails you could take, and they were all paved and ADA accessible. So that was really cool. So yeah, I did 5.1 miles there. It says my moving time was 2 hours and 15 minutes. So say I'm back at the car in 3 hours by 3 p.m. Then just outside of Paradise, you can drive down. There's appropriately named reflection lakes. You can definitely get some great reflection shots of Mount Rainier in the water if the water is calm enough. It's also a great place to spend sunrise or sunset if you happen to be there. The water should be more calm. That's where I started. That's where I spent sunrise my one day there. So definitely stop, take photos there. What else we got? Then we're just going to continue toward Sunrise, which is Sunrise Visitor Center up here. So if it's 3 p.m., it takes 2 hours to drive from Paradise up and around to Sunrise. So we're going to go that route. Down here, back up, you can stop and do a quick short hike at Grove of the Patriarchs Trail. Right here, it's probably less than a mile or maybe a little bit more than a mile round trip. I think it's just a small little loop hike that is maybe a mile total. So I'd stop there, do that, continue north, and then another great lake for reflection photos is Tipso Lake. And I think there's actually a smaller, an additional lake called like North Tipso Lake. All right, so bear with me here. I just finished up work for the day, took all the footage, threw it into Premiere, and this is what happened. It just flatlined. No audio for the last 6 minutes of the video. I don't know what happened, but my microphone has an off switch, and somehow that got flipped while I was filming. I have no idea how. So rather than try and dub over the existing footage, I'm just going to try and pick up where I left off and knock out the rest of this real quick. So let's get the map up. Let's see what we can do here. Oh. Okay, that's not gonna work. Maybe we only need the right side. That's good enough. Let's zoom in. Let's see here. I need reference. Tipso, Rainier, Sunrise. All right. Too much. Oh my gosh. All right, that'll work. Okay, so I think I left off right here at Tipso Lake. I was saying that there are actually two small lakes right there, basically one on each side of the road. A great place for photography to get some reflection shots of Rainier in the water. Last time I was there, or the only time I was there, I actually entered the park from the north, from North Cascades, and drove down this way toward Paradise. So I stopped at Tipso Lake at I think I got there at 2 a.m. and did some night photos there before continuing on to Reflection Lakes for sunrise. So definitely stop and check out that lake on your way up. It's really not a hike at all. You basically park right at the lake. So yeah, after that, continue north. Take this road to the Sunrise Visitor Center through the White River entrance. I think I would get to Sunrise by like 6 p.m. because I think I said maybe 2-hour drive. Yeah, from Paradise all the way around. I think I could get to Sunrise by 6 p.m. Plenty of time to hike up to the Mount Fremont Lookout Tower, which is a fire lookout tower, just as the, what's the other one called? Where is it? Which Lake? Oh, Ptolemy Peak, yeah. So yeah, there's fire lookout towers all over Mt. Rainier National Park and all over the state of Washington. So yeah, that's where I would plan on being for sunset if I got to the parking lot at 6 p.m. I think that's a 5.5 mile round trip hike. So roughly 2.2 miles up. I could get up there in an hour easy. So get up there by like 7:30. Plenty of time before sunset at 9. I'd probably be up there for an hour past sunset and bring a headlamp for the hike down, and probably be back down at the car by 11. And that would pretty much be my day. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I've only been there once. I was definitely surprised by the terrain. I kind of just thought it would be, let me zoom out. I think we're done with the map here. Whoa. Yeah, I kind of just thought it was going to be one big mountain and then not much surrounding the mountain. But there's actually a lot of peaks, a lot of mountains and peaks surrounding Mount Rainier. So I was definitely surprised by the terrain out there. It's a beautiful area. Mount Baker is to the north, and there's another mountain range basically neighboring it to the south. Yeah, just a beautiful area. I'd recommend anyone go to Mount Rainier if you have never been, as well as the other 2 national parks in Washington, as well as the other wilderness areas there. Pacific Northwest is just an awesome place that I've been trying to explore a lot more in the last couple of years. So yeah, highly recommended. I think that's all I got. I'm trying to think if I talked about anything else in the original clip, but nope, I think that's it. I don't know what national park I'm going to do tomorrow. What did we do so far? We did one in Wyoming, one in Montana, one in Washington. So let's just say the next 2 days, Thursday, Friday, I'll probably do one in California and one in Utah. And that should give us a good range of national parks. Carrie's just over here mocking me right now. You want me to do Colorado? I would, but it's only like, I mean, I could do Rocky Mountain National Park. Most of the other national parks people won't even go to, you know, for the most part. Maybe one week I'll do lesser visited and populated national parks. And we can do like Black Canyon or what else? No, she's just making fun of me over there. All right. Anyway, so that's what's coming up the next couple days. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.